You're Sperp back with another video, and I just got out of watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And shame on y'all for having Top Gun Maverick hit over $1 billion over a Mission Impossible movie. I am so upset. Y'all better change that with this movie. But this is going to be my non-spoiler review because I just got out of an early screener of this movie, and I know it doesn't drop until a couple of days. So for people that don't want to be spoiled, this is the review for you. I'm just going to kind of give you my overall thoughts and just first impressions of this movie. Now, this is the 7th movie in the franchise, which goddamn, and there's going to be another one following this. So this is Ethan Hunt's possible final mission with the Mission Impossible franchise. Even though Tom Cruise did say he wants to do these movies until he's 80, but I have a suspicion that they might want to do spin-offs, or they might kind of pass the torch. Now, that's not going to any spoilers, but pretty much what this movie is about is Ethan has to pretty much track down these two keys that are essential to kind of saving the world. You know, it's a very standard by the book type of Mission Impossible premise. But what makes this one kind of different from the others is now he's dealing with AI, and that is a very interesting kind of thing to kind of tackle within this movie, even though I will say the dialogue isn't my favorite throughout this movie. It definitely kind of feels weird at times, especially when they're kind of breaking down the mission. It just kind of feels out of place, or maybe it's just like, I don't know, just something about it, and just the dialogue is just off to me compared to the previous movies. But that doesn't take away on how action-packed this movie is. It's just, that's a negative of mine. Some people might not have an issue with it, but that's the one thing that kind of stood out to me. But yeah, Ethan is here with just some familiar faces. You know, he's got his whole crew back, Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg and all of that, and Rebecca Ferguson. They come back to kind of help Ethan accomplish this mission, and everybody's pretty much on Ethan's ass. It's almost reminiscent of like a John Wick film, where it's just like he's excommunicado, you know, just because now his people are involved, and now that puts his life on the line as well, whoever got these keys. And then we get some new characters like Grace, and you might know this actress as Agent Carter and whatnot. She's in this as well, which was really dope. I thought she was a interesting character. She was a thief, a pickpocketer, a really good pickpocketer that even bests Ethan at some points. And you can kind of see that there's something there. There's some chemistry there. So who knows what they're going to do with that going into part 2. But even though Ethan and Elsa seem like they were kind of hitting things off, that leads to something else I'm not going to spoil. But like I said, it's your standard typical kind of Mission Impossible premise where, you know, Ethan has to pretty much save the world or else everybody's dead. And I like the new character Grace because she plays a big part in this, and seeing a lot of old familiar faces from previous movies in this film was really dope. It made for an interesting like watch. The antagonist was antagonizing, you know. That's good to see in a movie that actually, you know, has a villain, has stakes. I can give it credit for that. My thing is, overall with this movie is, maybe I have to watch it again, but I feel like I like Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout more than this. And maybe because it's just part 1 and part 2 is going to really blow everything out of the water. It still doesn't take away from this being an enjoyable film though, because there are really some dope action set pieces, especially like with them driving in this Fiat. That was a really dope scene. There's a really crazy like train sequence, and just a lot of dope hand-to-hand stuff. And it's enough to keep you busy because this movie is pretty long. It's almost 3 hours long. With all these long action sequences, it kind of helps pad out the movie, even though you could have definitely shaved off like 15 minutes to kind of make the pacing kind of flow a bit better. But they're obviously building up to something with the second part, and how that's going to go, I have no idea. This whole AI thing, this entity, is really interesting to me, and I want to see what they kind of do with it, because you definitely see how certain things have advanced and how technology is kind of a big thing, especially with weapons and stuff like that. And so in the wrong hands, it could always go left. But yeah, I definitely would recommend checking this out. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy this. I really enjoyed this movie, even though I have my gripes about it. You know, it is what it is. It didn't take away my enjoyment, like I said countless times. It was a fun time, especially in IMAX. You know, it's really dope. But I want to see where this goes, and if the next movie is really going to be the final Mission Impossible, or are we going to get spin-offs or a continuation sequel or something like that in some capacity. I could see them definitely doing that. There definitely seems to be groundwork for that in this movie. But anyways, that's just my short take on the movie. Definitely go check it out. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I am out. Peace.